Welcome to Courageously Unbothered with Sonia McDonald, the podcast for those who are ready to shatter limits, take up space, and own their impact. Sonia brings boldness, courage, and a whole lot of sass to every episode, inspiring listeners to stop playing small and start showing the world who's boss. This isn't your typical self-help show. This is where unstoppable magic happens. Get ready to rise up and be unapologetically unbothered.
Hello everybody, it's Sonia McDonald here and welcome to Courageously Unbothered, the space where we celebrate bold, brave and unapologetically too much. All right, let's face it. The world doesn't need more people blending in. It needs leaders, game changers, disruptors who aren't afraid to take up space. And is that you? I know it's you. So let's start with this. How many times have you been told you're too much, too loud, too opinionated, too ambitious, too passionate? And let me guess. Once I was told I was too blonde. Okay, let me guess. Like the people that are saying it thought they were giving you feedback, but really it was just their insecurity spilling all over the place. So today we're flipping that script big time. So in this episode, we're talking about how to turn the too much label into your ultimate power move. Now, who doesn't want that? Because guess what? You're not too much. You're just right. There's just not enough to handle you. Let's dive in, right? Okay. So what does too much really mean? Now, first things first, let's break this down. What it does actually mean when someone says that you're too much. Okay, here's the tea. Who wants the tea? It means you're challenging their comfort zone. They've got this tiny little box of what they think is acceptable, and you're over here busting out of it like a glitter cannon at a funeral. Okay, so when someone calls you too much, it's not about you. It's about them being uncomfortable with your confidence, with your ambition, with your willingness to speak up. They're used to people playing it small, and you're over here playing like the damn superstar that you are. That's not a you problem, that's a them problem. So an example is Serena Williams. Now, take Serena. Like, people used to call her too emotional, too intense, too strong. But instead of dimming her light, she leaned into her power and became one of the greatest athletes of all time. Let that sink in. Every too much they threw at her became fuel for her greatness. I love role models, and she's such a great one. So let me tell you about the first time I was told I was too much. I was in a meeting, right? I was passionately pitching an idea I believed in, and someone interrupted me with, "Wow, you are really coming on strong." Excuse me? Okay, did they mean confident, prepared, passionate? Because that's what I heard, but spoiler alert here, right? Spoiler. I didn't dial it down. And guess what? That idea turned into one of the most successful projects I ever led. Lesson learned. If they can't handle your energy, they're not your people, right? It's so important. So why is too much actually a compliment? Okay, here's a real secret about being too much. It's a compliment in disguise. What they're really saying is, you're too confident for my insecurities, or you're too ambitious for my small mindset. And honestly, that sounds like their problem, not yours. Another example, Lady Gaga. Alrighty, if you want to learn more about this, get my book, Just Rocket. It's amazing. All right, let's look at Lady Gaga. When she first came onto the scene, people called her too weird, too outrageous, too over the top. But Gaga wasn't here to blend in. She turned her too much into a global movement of self-expression and empowerment. She didn't shrink in to fit their expectations. She expanded to shatter them, right? And I love the fact she really honors and holds a space for kindness as well. So the same people who call you too much are the ones who secretly wish they had your courage. Remember that. Your boldness makes them uncomfortable because it's a mirror for everything they're afraid to be. So let them sit with their discomfort. And while you keep shining, right? It's so important you keep shining. All right. Own your too much energy. Okay, that's what I do, right? Okay, now here's the juicy part. How do you own your too much? How do you own it? How do you turn it into your superpower? Because let's be real, it isn't about surviving their opinions, right? It's about thriving in spite. So, okay, you know me and my steps. I love practical solutions, okay? I love giving, how do we go about this? All right, number one, stop apologizing. I know I keep saying this. Please stop saying sorry. So many people, like I run so many different leadership programs, and the one that everyone keeps saying sorry in is our women in leadership programs. So I put a jar in the middle of the table and I say to everybody, look, if you keep saying sorry, this is my wine fund, and you have to put money in the wine fund if you say sorry. Everyone laughs because no one seems to carry cash around these days, and I say, well, I have got my my little square tappy thing as well. Anyway, it works a treat. Everyone has a bit of a laugh, but you need to stop apologizing. Let me say, and I'm not saying I'm great at this as well. I'm getting much better. I used to say sorry all the time. And I even say, I call people out, like, we're like, oh, I'm really sorry. We're like, strangers, getting through on we're boarding a plane and they're trying to get through, and like, oh, I'm like, oh gosh, don't say sorry. It's okay. Like we all have to get into our seats. Like, it's it's interesting how, and it's mostly women. It's absolutely mostly women. So let me say this out loud for people in the back. Stop apologizing for who you are. You're not sorry for being ambitious. You're not sorry for having a voice. You're not sorry for taking up space. The only thing you need to apologize for is ever thinking you needed to tone it down. So number one is stop apologizing. Number two, use criticism as fuel. Every time someone calls you too much, take it as a reminder that you're on the right track. The loudest boos, right? The loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. So keep going and let them watch you shine. I love it. Fuel. Yep. I go, yep. Pull me down. You're giving me more fuel. Number three, find your tribe. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your greatness. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your boldness, not those who try to shrink to it. The right tribe will lift you higher and not hold you back. Step 4 is take up space. Walk into every room like you belong there. Speak up. Share your ideas, wear the bold outfit, do the big thing, take up space. Everyone, like, taking up space isn't arrogance, right? It's self-respect. And if they can't handle it, they can take their insecurities elsewhere. And number 5, here's your mantra. Too much for them, perfect for me. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Shine brighter, be bolder, and let your courage inspire them and intimidate them. Either way, you win. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go through those steps again. All right. I want you to grab a notebook, write them down. If you can memorize them, I'm so proud of you. That is amazing. I've got my beautiful little Chief Cute Officer Lewis at my feet, who is licking my feet because he's adorable. Okay. Number 1, stop apologizing. Number 2, use criticism as fuel. Number 3, find your tribe. Number 4, take up space. And number 5, be unapologetically bold. So real leaders are always too much. And I love talking about leadership. Leadership isn't a title or a role. It's a mindset. It's an attitude. I write about it in my book, Leadership Attitude. All right. So let's talk about leadership. Real leaders are always too much. They're always too visionary, too driven, too daring. Why? Because they see the possibilities where others see limitations. They dream bigger, they push harder, and they refuse to settle. Big time. Okay, Jacinda Ardern. Now, another role model. Look at her. Look at this Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. People told her she was too empathetic, as if compassion doesn't belong in leadership. But that empathy, right? That's what made her an extraordinary leader. She led with heart, and she showed the world that strength and softness aren't opposites. They're a power duo, right? They're a power duo. Yeah, that's how you say it. I always have problems saying stuff, but that's okay. You get what I mean. So being too much in leadership means you're challenging people to think bigger and do better. It means you're not afraid to take risks, to have tough conversations, and make bold power moves. That that's exactly what the world needs, right? More power moves. I promise you, your 8-year-old and your 80-year-old self will thank you for it. Your 8-year-old self will be really proud of you, and your 80-year-old self will be like, yeah, did it. Okay, you lived a bold life where you were too much. I'm always going to talk about that analogy as well. So I want to give you some practical takeaways for embracing your too much. All right, so let's wrap this up with some actionable steps to help you embrace your too much starting today. Okay, mantra of the week. You know, I love my mantras. I love mantras. I love affirmations as well. I've got them on my bedroom mirror. If you want some affirmations, reach out to the team at soniamcdonald.com.au or leadershiphq.com.au. Make a comment here. And we will send you some great ones. So mantra of the week, they say I'm too much. Perfect. That means I'm just right for the life I'm building. Isn't that great? Challenge this week. I want you to do something that feels too much. Wear the outfit that turns heads. Speak up in the meeting. Go after that big dream and let them deal with your discomfort. Let them deal with their discomfort while you own your power. Okay? Remember, courageously unbothered. Journal. Here's your journaling prompt. What part of myself have I been holding back because I was afraid of being too much? How can I start expressing it unapologetically? Okay? So what part of myself have I been holding back because I was afraid of being too much? What can I start expressing it? What can I start expressing it unapologetically? So here's the bottom line. You're not too much. They're just not enough to handle your greatness. So stop apologizing, start owning your power, and let your boldness light the way for others. The world doesn't need you to be less. It needs you to be all of you. So I hope this podcast episode today hit home for you, and share it with someone who needs a little reminder that being too much is a gift. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review. Okay, tag me on social media with your biggest and greatest takeaway. Contact the team at soniamcdonald.com.au or leadershiphq.com.au, or follow us at theleadershipcollective.com.au or menorize.com.au. So many different platforms that we have to give you so much free inspiration for your being too much and your inner greatness, right? So until next time, please stay bold, stay courageous, stay kind, and remember, your too much is exactly what makes you unstoppable. Thank you again, and always take care, and we're always here to help you. All right, thank you for listening.
Thanks for tuning in to Courageously Unbothered with Sonia McDonald. If this episode has left you fired up, make sure to subscribe, leave a glowing review, and share it with others who are ready to shake things up. Sonia's mission is to spark fearless action and unstoppable confidence. And this is just the beginning. Until next time, keep breaking barriers, owning your magic, and staying unapologetically you.